Hi, welcome student to this new tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to cover HTML from beginner to advanced level, and I am going to guarantee that if you learn these things which I am going to cover in this particular video, you will never need to watch again the tutorial, because this is covering all the essential part of HTML for website development. Okay, so we have this table of content. First we are going to introduce what is HTML, basic structure of an HTML document. Then we are going to cover some common HTML elements just like heading, paragraphs, links, images, lists. Okay, after this we are going to cover about forms and inputs, and then tables and semantic elements, HTML attributes, HTML5 new features, and best practices. Okay, so we are going to cover all these in this one video. So it is kind of a quick guide, but this quick guide will help you in website development, and I am going to share with you all those things which I have covered, and which I'm using in my website development. Okay, so first if I introduce you what is the HTML. So before starting HTML I am going to use something other with this, which is called um, the VS Studio, VS Code. Okay, sorry, VS Studio. I am wrong. VS Studio, VS Code. I am using this IDE for coding, so must sure that you have installed this. Okay, so download this, and its installation is very easy. Just click next, and it will install on your PC. And the other thing which I'm using is a GitHub and a Git. So okay, it's Git, not GitHub. Git download. Okay, so make sure that you have downloaded this Git software on your computer, so it will make you a better coder. Okay, so I'm creating a new repository for HTML. How we are going to create repository? First you will have to come to GitHub. Okay, and you will have to log in if you have not logged in before. Okay, I have logged in, so because I'm going to create here a new repository on this button, so here you will have to define a name for this. Here I'm going to name it HTML crash course. Okay, crash course. And now you will have to make it public. As I have created public, you can also make it private, so that only you will able to see it. So create a repository. Now here you can see it gives me some commands. First you will have to initialize the git in your local system. Okay, so now I'm going to initialize here the git in this folder. Okay, so go to the terminal. If you don't know how to open terminal, go to the three dots, and here you will have to click on this new terminal, and here you will have to initialize the git. So git init will initialize the repository in your computer. So okay, now you will have to create here a file. As I'm creating here a file, HTML, or let me name it a lesson underscore 01 dot HTML. Okay, now I am going to edit git add dot. This dot will add all the things in the repository. Okay, and after this now I'm going to commit this with m, give it some message. I am going to give it a name message of initial commit. Okay, now I will have to push this on the GitHub. Okay, but before pushing on GitHub I am adding the URL of this branch. Okay, now let me delete this, and now I edit. Now I am going to post this on the GitHub, so it will throw an error, and you will have to copy this command and paste it here. Now it is pushing the code on GitHub. Okay, so this was all about how to push a code on GitHub. So let me refresh the GitHub now. Now let's see what is happening here. It is zoom. Here you can see now I got the quick guide and also the lesson 1. So you are able now to access this code, source code, and the guide which I am holding. Okay, now let me go and go to the preview guide. Now first I'm going to introduce you HTML. Okay, so HTML is actual a hypertext markup language. It is the full form of HTML. It is the standard language for creating web pages. It is the language which help us in creating the web pages. Okay, and it describes the structure of a web page using a element represented by tags. So we are using something called in the HTML which is called a tags, and with the help of those tags we are creating the structure of a HTML of the web page. Okay, so these tags are in the form of h1, h2 or headings and some others. Okay, so if I show you the basic structure of an HTML document, so it includes some first we will have to initialize with HTML, and then we have two other factor in this which are head tag and the other is a body. So these two are the children of the HTML. So let me show you how we can do this. I'm going to the lesson 1 and here I'm going to create the HTML. So it gave me suggestion, and in this HTML I have two things. One is called the head and the other called body. So this head contains all the metadata and information about the website you have, and this body includes all the things which are visible to users. For example, if I go to this git here, you can see these things which are here git downloads are in the head tag, but all these things which you are seeing and are visible to you, these are in the body tag. Okay, and now let me go to the code. So here you can define something, for example the title of the page, and here in this you can define all the coding you are doing. Okay, so this make sure to you keep these two things in your mind. So you can also generate this with the help of this HTML5, and you can see it gives me a lot of things. So first if I see there is a doc type which is HTML, so it is telling the web page that this is the HTML type. Okay, and there is another HTML which are the parent tag for the whole page, and in this we have head tag and a body tag. So if I show you, there is meta, and it is saying the character set is a UTF-8. I think here you can see it is also UTF. So it is, I think, the encoding of a text or something, I don't know. And here you can see the meta, which is telling the viewport and scales of the page, this page to the web page. And then we have this document, and here you can define the title, and here you can define the name of your web page. For example, I'm going to make it, for example, what to let's give it name of a first lesson 1. Now if I show you here in the browser, here you can see this is lesson 1. If I open it with the help of let me open with Chrome. Now here you can see it is now lesson 1, which I have written here in the title tag. Okay, so this was all the structure of HTML page. Now let me show you some common HTML elements. So we are using for heading h1, h2, h3, and for paragraph we are using a p, and for links we are using a, and for image we are using this a image, and let me show you with code. As we read, for heading we are using h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6. So we can't use more than this. h2, h3, h4, h5 and h6. Okay, so these help us in creating the headings in a HTML. So let me heading 1, let me write here heading 2, and here let me write heading 3, and I want to write here heading 4, and here heading 5, and this is heading 6. Now if I try to make h7, then you can see it does not give me suggestion. Okay, so if I show you here with the help of visualization, you can see here the h1 is the bigger and the h6 is the smallest one. Okay, so this was heading tags in HTML. Now for paragraph we are using something called p. So let me comment for paragraph tag. Okay, paragraph tag. Now paragraph we are using the p tag. This is paragraph tag. Okay, so this is paragraph tag. Now let me show you. Here you can see this paragraph tag is now visible on the screen. So actually we when we do comment in the HTML page, then it is not visible to the web page, because we are only making a comment to our understanding the term what we are writing below this. So it is not rendering on the screen. Okay, now it was the paragraph text and the heading text. Let me here another comment. You can do comment in this way. Let me show you how we can. You will have to do this, and again this with this. Okay, here with this. Now it is comment, and here you can see heading. Okay, now let me go to the preview guide again, and after this was paragraph, and for link let me give you the link, what how we can define link in HTML. So links help us to navigate from one page to another. So let me create here anchor tag. So I am going to create a, and each taking an attribute. I will tell you what is the attribute later in this course. So for example, if I go to let me give this URL to this. I copy this one and I paste it here, and now if I go to Visual Studio, now let's see what are happening. If I open my lesson here, you see here you can see it helped me to navigate to the Visual Studio. But in the same file, if I want to open in another page, then how I will do this? So here is, I think, a property in this which is called target, and this target should to be blank. Okay, it means that it should to be open in another page. Now let's see what is happening. Now let me refresh the screen, and here I'm going to click this. So here you can see this is now open in another tab, and this is also here. Okay, so this was all about anchor tag in HTML, and let's see what is further in the guide. So if I show you what is the how we can use the image, let me show you. Go to the lesson 1, and here I'm going now to show you the image tag. So let me create a image, and in this image I'm going to image this taking two attribute. One is the source which we are going to provide it, and the other is the alt attribute which help us in accessibility. So let me give it an image URL. For example, I'm going to search for an image. Okay, where let me Unsplash. Okay, for example, I'm going to give it the pic of this image. So you'll have to copy the image address, and let me paste it in the source. Okay, and in this alt you can give any value. For example, I'm going to give it a value of dummy image. Okay, and now if I go to the lesson 1, here you can see this image is now visible on the screen. Okay, so this was for image, and if the image broken, if I break the image, you see if I refresh the page, then you can see the alt is now visible on this, which is helping the user that for what the image was used, or what the image was related to. Now this was for image, and you can also give it a width and height. So here I am going to give it width of 300, and the height, okay, let me give it a height of 300. Here you can see now it is a square. Okay, and now let's go to what is further list. Okay, so lists is the most used thing in HTML. Okay, so let me show you with code what is list. There is two kind of lists. One is called ordered list, and the other is called unordered list. So both are the same. There is only difference of O and U. Okay, so let me show you with the code. Here if I open the studio code, and let me comment here for lists. Okay, and now let's see here. Now first I'm defining the order list. So for ordered list you will have to define OL, and in this OL you will have to create the elements. We can create the elements with the help of li list item. So let me list item 1, sorry, and item 2 and item 3. Okay, now let me show you on the screen how it is visible now. Here you can see it is with the 1, 2 and 3 and the item 1, 2 and 3. You can also change this type of let me change the type. I think there is taking it to type. Now the type I'm going to give it a 1 to 3. It is already 1 to 3. Let me change it to A. Now it is visible to that. You can see there's A, B, C, and this is in the form of order. Here you can see this alphabet are with them. So this is called ordered list, and the one another is called unordered list. So let me show you what is the unordered list. Let's come here and unordered list, and for this you will have to UL, and in this UL I'm going to create LI, and this is item 1, item 2 and item 3. Okay, now let's see what is happening. If I refresh the screen, now here you can see this is with dots now, and it's why item 1, item 2, item 3, because this is called unordered list, that now you are unable to order it with the help of ABC or something. So this is called unordered list due to this reason, and this is called ordered list because you can see there is numericals or alphabets with them. So you can also choose Roman alphabets or what is called them numerics for this thing. Okay, so let me show you what is the Roman one. So here if I write, I think I in alphabet in here you can see now this is in Roman type. Okay, and you can also change the type of this dots. For example, if I go to this UL, and here you can change the type of this also. I think you can change it. Now if I want to make it a disk, I think there is a disk property. No, what was the property? But I think there were some properties. Circle. Yes, I think I had seen somewhere circle. What is the spelling for circle? You can see it's changed to circle, and also we have, I think, dot or something. Now you can see it's dot or something, I don't know. And this was unordered and ordered list. You can also nest it this list. For example, if you want to make a nested list in this, you can also go with it. For example, I'm going to create here a UL, and in this UL I'm going to create a list item 1, 2. Now let's see what is happening. Here you can see I created a nested list in this. Okay, so this is called nested listing. Now let me go and go further in this. So it was all about the basic text or common text in HTML. What were these texts? Let me give you a quick guide again. First we saw the heading text, and then we use this paragraph text, and then we let me create here a practice file, practice.html. okay, now let me create here an HTML how this in this way, and now give here a title, practice 1. Okay, now let here and create here a heading, my zone, and let in P write some text here, the best lorem of 40. It will generate some random text. Now if I show you, let me do something h2 best practices, and in P I want to lorem 30. okay, now let's see here. If I go to this and open it with the help of Google Chrome, now you can see these two things. Now let me create here another thing after this P. Now what was the other thing? This order list image, I think anchor tag, and this for anchor tag, let come to this place and and refine here the URL google.com, and let me go to Google. Now let's see either it's working or not. I think it's working okay, but I think okay, now it's okay. You can see here Google, and also you can give it the property or attribute of a target which is blank, and it will help us in opening the Google in another tab. Here you can see it is now open in another tab. Okay, so this was all about the tags, sample command tags in the HTML. And let me go to the lesson 1, and here we have used the image and order list and unordered list. You will have to use this by your own. Okay, so let me go to the quick guide, and let me upload this code on GitHub before going to the farm. So you will have to write git add and all. This dot is for all. Now let's commit this m command tags. Okay, now let's post this code on GitHub. It will throw an error. Okay, it is posted. I think I have not created a separate branch of this, sorry, but I will show you how to create a branch in a git. Okay, so you will have to write here git checkout with -b, and you will have to define here a name for branch. For what I'm coding now, let me show you. Let me go to the preview, and here command text is completed, and now I'm going to for farm and input. So you will have to write here farm inputs. So it is the now the branch name. Okay, now let's go here and create another file with the name of lesson underscore 02.html. Okay, now create here again the boilerplate with the help of this shortcut, and you will have to name it here the farms and inputs. Now you will have to come here, and what is in the preview guide. Here you can see here is a farm with the action and method. Don't try to know about this thing what they are, but you will have to only focus on these things. So here you can see the label with the name. Here you can see, and here is an input, and here is again label and input. Let me show you what they are. So go to lesson 2, and here you will have to define first the farm tag. Okay, and in this farm tag you can delete this thing. There is no need of this section now. Okay, so here you will have to first define the label, and the label is labeling for what you are making this input. Okay, so here I'm going to create it for name, and here in this I'm going to create an input, and this input is for the type is text, so it will accept the text type, and it is taking another attribute is called name. So you can define here a name, so it is for name. Okay, and you can also give it id, but don't try to know about this thing by now. Okay, so let me go and create another label, and this time I'm going to create it for email. Okay, and here you can also give it name of email, and you can also input, and here this time it is also, let me see, yes, email type, so it will accept only email, and do not try to add id now, and you can also give it name, for example email. Okay, so it is for email. Now it is visible on the screen. If I show you, go to the lesson 2, and in this lesson 2 I am going to open it with the help of Chrome. Let's go to the Google Chrome and open this. You can see here this two input where I can input my text. Okay, so it is in the form of, if I enter, okay, it's not working now, so it will accept the email only, and it is accepting the text. So you will have to write here the name, and in this field you will have to write here the email. So let me create here another label, and this label is for password. Okay, you can see it giving a suggestion, thanks, and here you can also give it the name of password, and let me create input, and this type should to be password, and for name I'm going to give it the name of password. Okay, and leave the id empty. Now let's see here, if I write let me zoom it a little bit. If I try to write something in this, you can see there is only dot. So it is password field because it's hiding from you. It is the default behavior of HTML. Okay, for passwords. So here you can also define a button in this. Let me create here a button, and you can give it submit, and it is also accepting a type attribute. So you can give it type of button, menu, or reset. So I'm going to give it a submit, as we are submitting values in the form. So let me show you. Here you can see now it's submit. If I write something here, let's see, here the form is refreshed and the form is submitted successfully. Okay, so it was all about forms in HTML. So this was form. Let me go to the preview guide what they are saying further. So now we are going to table. So let me push this code on GitHub. Git add git commit minus m and forms and inputs. Okay, let me push this code on GitHub, and you will have to copy this command and paste it here. And now let's create another branch for tables. Git checkout minus b, and the branch name is tables. Okay, now let's see what is in table. So here you can see it is a table, and table accept the tr for row, and in the first row we are defining the th, which are heads, and in these headings you can see here of the data which is name and age, and this row is now closed here, and again there is a tr, and in this tr you can see here the td table data, and again. Okay, let me show you how this is with code. Let's create here lesson 3. Here let's create a HTML file, and let's create here tables. Now let's come here and create a table tag. So this table tag accepts two things. One is table head and the other is table body, just like the HTML forms. Okay, so it will also accept the tr, and it will also accept the gr, and in this tr you will have to define the table heads, and in the this one you will have to define the table data. Okay, so let me create here a th, and in this stage I'm going to give it a name and th for age. Okay, and in this I'm going to define the td table data, and this should to be, let me give it name command, and in this table data I'm going to define the age of 22. Okay, so let me show you with the help of visualization. If I go to this start and open with the help of Chrome, let's see. Here you can see Kamran and age are both with this, but you can see here you will have to give it border, I think. Okay, so here you can see now it is in the form of table. Okay, so if I add some fields further, you will have to add another row. For example, here I'm going to give it a td, and this is Ali, and let me give it another td of 32, and let's see. Here you can see now this is, if I add the heads further, so let me give it further headings. Okay, let me th class and td. Here also I'm going to give it a bsc, and also here I'm going to give it a td of a msc. Okay, now let's see. Here you can see also the data is now added to this table. So it is all about the tables in HTML. Okay, so let me go to the quick guide, and now there is a semantic text. So using the h1 headings or paragraph tags or footer, these are all semantic text. So let me show you what are the semantic text in HTML. So semantic text are helping the website with the rank of a SEO. Let me show you with the Google search. Why use a semantic tags in HTML? So here it is searching. Here you can see semantic tags improve the structure, accessibility, and user experience of a website. They help us search engines understand the context of a page. Okay, so which can improve its ranking. So because we are using the semantic tags in HTML tags. Okay, now let's create here lesson 04.html. So first you will have to define the structure of the page with the help of HTML5 boilerplate, and here you will have okay, for go to any website. Let me go to any website just like this Visual Studio, and here you can see this is heading tags. Okay, sorry, this is navbar, and if I scroll down, and you can see here is a footer, and if I go to another website where I go, I think I should go to GitHub. So let where I show you the sidebar. So if I go to the Visual Studio, here you can see this is a sidebar. Let me show you. Here you can see this is a sidebar, and for this we will use a different text. So for heading we have tags of header, okay, and this is semantics way to write code in HTML. And for navbar we have a nav, and for main we can write here code, and in this we can use section for instead of divs. If you don't know about div, we will I'm going to teach you about div, okay. So you can write here code, so it will help the SEO, okay. And for footer we are using the footer tag, okay. And for the side we are using the aside bar, aside, okay. So this is for aside. Let me make it format, okay. So how we are using the semantic text, okay, let me show you. For header we are using the header tag, so we are going to write here in the h1 header of website, okay, website. For main contents we are using the main tag, and this is the main contents. And for footer we are using the footer tag, and this is a footer contents. And for the side, for the side we are using the side aside tag, okay. Here you can see this is a aside tag. So if I show you here with the visualization, so you can go here, you can see you might be thinking that why it is not this heading here and this footer here and this aside here and this main here. It is because we have not used now the CSS. With the help of CSS we can make it beautiful, okay. So it was a semantic text which we used now in this particular section. So let me post this code now in GitHub, git add, git commit, tab semantics text, okay. Now let me push it, okay. Now you can also mark it with the main git minus there is, you should not to use the minus b now. Now we are going to the master branch, and now you will have to mark it with the master. How we can do this? Mark and with the tables, I think it was tables, yes. So now it will mark. Now you will have to push this code on GitHub, okay. Now what is further, let me see, semantics HTML attributes. So okay, now we are going to learn about the HTML attributes. So let me create another branch for this, git checkout minus b and HTML attributes, okay. Now let's see here, if I create a new file, lesson 5.html, okay. And this, let me create here an HTML5, and in this HTML if I show you here, so you can see here is a language. This is called attribute in HTML, which is giving extra information. And if you go to this meta, and here you can see the name, this is also called the attribute, and here you can see the content, this is also attribute, okay. So here is the character set, this is also attribute, okay. Now let me create here a input tag, and this input tag you can see the type which giving us extra information about this input tag. For example, it's giving information of the type which is text, okay. And here you can also give it extra information of name. For example, this is for name or email, you can go with this. And here it is also ID, and this ID will help you in while styling this particular HTML tag, okay. So attributes are all about to give you extra information about some text in HTML. So let me add this add here a comment. So attributes helps in giving extra info about an HTML tag, okay. Now let me show you. I'm using the Git because that you'll learn GitHub how to use with the codes, okay. And attribute attributes. Okay, now let me post this code on GitHub. Okay, git push origin, and the name was I think what HTML attributes, I think HTML. Let me copy the name HTML attributes. This is I think the name, and I'm going to paste it here. Let me go to the main branch. Let me merge it with this, and let me just post this code now. Okay, now let's see what is further. So here is the HTML5 audio and video features. You will have to use the audio and video in this way. Okay, and this is for video. So let me show you with the git checkout. This be HTML5. Now let me create here a file of lesson 06 .h. Let me rename it HTML. Okay, HTML5, and now let's see what are happening further. Okay, now let create here audio tag, and you will have to pass here the audio source. Okay, and you will let me see for audios if I have audio, online audios links. Okay, if I found, now I will definitely use them. So let me see. Smart speaker, but it is similar to the video text. You will have to pass here the source of any audio. Now I have no audio in the computer because I can't show you what is this. Let me show you if it works. Okay, it is not shown. I think file. Now let's see. Open with the help of Chrome. It is still not showing. Why? I don't know, but it is not visible on the screen. Let me search for Google HTML audio tag. Why it's not working? Okay, so I will have to give it the source src and type audio, but it's still not working. I have defined in the same way. So if I go to and give type audio mpg, I don't know. I think there is a the attribute reason. It's because not visible. Okay, so here if I create now the video tag, and video is taking the attribute. Let me copy a video from my folder if I have some videos here. I think this video, let me choose a small one. This is okay. Now let's see. Let's copy this one and paste it here. Paste. Okay, now I will have to rename to give it short name vid. Okay, and let me go to this, and now let's choose the vid at mkv if it was working. Here you can see now the video is visible. So I will have to give it some attributes. For example, you will have to give it a controls attribute. I think yes. Now here you can see it is now playable.
Hello and welcome.
Here you can see it is now playable, and you can also control this video. Here you see it is here. You can also increase and decrease the voice, and you can also make it full screen, and also you can playback speed and the picture in picture. Okay, so this is all about the HTML5 tags in HTML. And some best practices. So here is best practices. So use always text for better accessibility. Semantic text. Always include the alt tag attributes for images. So validate your HTML code to ensure it follows standards. So use external style sheets and scripts to keep HTML clean. I will show you later what is the style sheets and scripts in HTML. So a style sheet is actually using for CSS, and the scripts are using for JavaScript codes. Okay, so this was all about the HTML quick guide. So I think it will have helped you in learning some new things in HTML. So keep me in your prayers, and goodbye.